What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I'm your host, Joey Garcia, and today we're getting into the Minnesota Vikings 2023 NFL Draft Class. All right, so with their first pick, they ended up taking the third wide receiver on the board, I believe, with Jordan Addison, wide receiver from USC. He's a smaller wide receiver. He's someone that was kind of compared to Devonta Smith with that same thing. But Devonta Smith had, I think, longer arms. He was faster as well. But Jordan Addison does have good body control. He's got a good release package. Um, he can create some good separations, but sometimes he just have some concentration drops. His speed's not the greatest, and he's not very physical. Obviously, he's 5'11", 170 pounds. So with some of those concentration drops and not being able to run away from defenders at this next level, I'm a little concerned about him. But again, it's the back end of the first round, and he's a good enough talent where, and they also have KJ Osborne as their number two, and they have one of the best wide receivers in the league with Justin Jefferson as the number one. So coming in as the number three guy, I don't think he has anything to worry about other than a little bit of growth pains, and that's about it. Their next pick was in the third round, pick 102. They got Mekhi Blackman, the cornerback from USC. I really liked this guy. I picked him up late in the process and started watching him. He's 5'11", 175 pounds, so he is a smaller cornerback, but he's going to play in the nickel most likely. He's got really good IQ and instincts. He knows what's going on. He diagnoses plays, it seems almost regularly, and he's really good as a zone corner. He's not going to be a guy that you want to play man. That's just not going to be his thing, and he's not going to be able to press very well. He's not going to be able to help in the run. But as a zone ball hawking, coverage nickel, I think it's a pretty good pick, especially outside the top 100. Going into the fourth round, they got Jay Ward, a defensive back from LSU. He's 6'1", 190 pounds, and he's got positional versatility. He has played safety. He's played nickel. He's probably going to play safety, I would imagine, at this next level. But he can play down in the box as well. He's good at diagnosing when it's run versus pass. He's got a good motor. You see him running from sideline to sideline, trying to chase guys down and make tackles. And he's a good enough zone defender. He knows what's going on. He's instinctive in zone. So they got another guy that's going to be good in zone. Again, not so much man-to-man type stuff. And he's also not a good, I don't want to say not a good tackler. He's not a great tackler. He's an okay tackler at best. So you'll probably see him against bigger body running backs missing tackles. But in the fourth round, getting a guy that I think can be kind of a Swiss Army knife in the back end of the defense is pretty good. In the fifth round, they ended up getting defensive tackle Jaquelin Roy from LSU. He's 6'3", 305 pounds, and he's a good athlete. He's a really good athlete. He's strong against the run. He just doesn't really do as much as you would think he would in the interior in the passing game, even with all the athleticism. You see the burst. You see him make plays out in the open field, making tackles. You can see him moving laterally from sideline to sideline. He's a good athlete. He just, for some reason, it's not clicking in his head, or he doesn't have the pass rush repertoire that he needs, or he's just stout in the run game, and just, I think they'll develop him into being an adequate pass rusher from the interior as well. So in the fifth round, I like that pick as well. Another good pick here. With another fifth round pick, they got Jaron Hall, the quarterback out of BYU. I love this pick. I gave it an A. This is a guy who has the arm talent. I don't want to say arm talent of Patrick Mahomes, but he's got really good arm talent. He's probably a guy who can make all the throws. He's like a baseball player is what it feels like. He's super athletic, super mobile, but he is 6 foot, 205 pounds, so he's smaller, and he's also 25 years old. Again, these BYU quarterbacks, they go and they take mission trips before they start schooling or in the middle of schooling, something like that. So he is 25 years old. He is a little older, but his character is strong. Um, he's got really good football character. I've also heard him in meetings in the interview process, um, and he sounded like an intelligent guy who knows the game of football and also knows how to be a leader. So I expect him to sit behind Kirk Cousins, maybe get a couple packages in there at the end of the year when they're trying to go for the playoffs, have something sneaky for him. But I think this year's a development year. Next year's probably also a development year, and then the year after that, they might get rid of Kirk, and he might be the guy. So um, I like him. I think this was a good swing for the fences. This is the kind of guy that you put again a fifth round pick on. It's if you don't hit on a guy like this, you don't lose anything. And he's got all the talent in the world. He's got good football character, and he's an intelligent guy. So why would you not take a swing on a guy like this? Their last pick of the draft was in the seventh round, and they ended up taking a running back, Dwayne McBride from UAB. This was one of my dudes. I put my stamp on Dwayne McBride this draft class. I thought he was going to go a little earlier. I thought he would be probably a fifth round pick, but he came in a little lighter than I thought he was going to be. He came into the pro day at 5'10", 210 pounds. So he's got really good contact balance and good power for only being 210. I guess he's 5'10", 210, so he is compact. And he's got good vision as well. He's not going to do anything around the outside, so you don't really want to run outside zone with him. He can't do much or really anything at all as a third down running back, so he can't pass protect and he can't catch the ball. And he's also not going to blow you away with his speed, so he's purely in between the tackles. But if they end up getting rid of Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison steps up, and then it's Ty Chandler versus Dwayne McBride versus Kene Nwangwu, I'm taking Dwayne McBride to be RB2 in that offense. So I like this pick a lot as well. Again, you take a guy in the seventh round that I think might get 50 to 100 carries for you this year if you get rid of Dalvin Cook. So I like that pick a lot too. Again, Minnesota had a really good draft. They only had 6 picks, I believe, and they had 1 first-round pick and then a third, 2 fifths, and 2 sevenths or something like that. So really impressive what they came out with for this year and also the future. So go ahead and leave a like down on this video. Put down in the comment section if you disagree with any of my takes. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.